On his very first day, Mr. Clark found a student standing inside a trash can. When he asked why, the boy replied, "Teacher says I'm garbage. I can't learn anything, so she put me here." Clark smiled, told him his name, and asked, "What's my name?" The boy hesitated, then said, "Mr. Clark." Clark nodded. "See? You just learned something. You're not garbage anymore." This wasn't just any teacher. Clark was the man who once turned a tiny village school into the best in the city. But now, in New York, elite schools mocked him as a backward village teacher and slammed their doors shut. Finally, one school hired him, and Clark chose the worst class on purpose, the one known as New York's most notorious. A class so wild they'd made multiple teachers quit. Day one was chaos. No one listened. The class leader, Shamika, gave a signal, and the entire room ignored Clark. After school, he found his car splattered with paint. Next day, Clark walked in with that same paint and splashed it on the students. "This," he said, "is how paint should be used." But the kids didn't care. He set rules. They broke everyone. At lunch, when the cafeteria door was locked, Clark made them stand in line. Shamika tried to cut in. Clark warned, "Break one rule and everyone pays. No lunch today." Shamika backed off. Clark hoped things would change, but the next day, the class was wrecked. Walls covered in curse words. No homework. Clark finally snapped. He shouted, loud. The class froze. Even Clark was stunned by his own outburst. He walked out, defeated. The following morning, the principal entered with a new teacher, only to find Clark already sitting there. On his desk, 20 bottles of milk. Clark told the class, "For every minute you stay silent and study, I'll drink one bottle until I throw up." The kids, curious to see their teacher puke, sat quietly for the first time ever. Anyone who tried to joke around was shut down by the others. Time passed, bottles emptied, the blackboard filled with knowledge. When the final bottle was gone, Clark faked a gag, and the class burst into laughter. From that day on, everything changed. He jumped rope with them, turned tough history into rap songs, even babysat Shamika's siblings so she could study. But the effort took a toll. One day, Clark collapsed in class. Pneumonia. Doctors ordered 2 weeks of rest. Still, from the hospital, he sent video lessons. The principal peeked into the classroom and was stunned. The same worst class in New York was now studying harder than ever, even without a teacher. Clark returned just 1 week before finals. He told them, "This isn't just a test. It's your chance to change your life." Exam day came. Results arrived, and a miracle happened. Every single student passed. Their class scored the highest in the entire school. One stubborn teacher, with an unshakable heart, had transformed the lives of kids the world had labeled as trash.